Well, over the last 2+ seasons, Chris Archer has emerged as one of the best. That's what he set out to do. And Chris, we appreciate you joining us here in the third inning. And first, congratulations on being selected to the All-Star team.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys very much. I really appreciate it.
Hey, Chris, listen, you've always had great stuff, but anybody that's paid attention to your starts this year has seen you take that jump from a starter with good stuff into one of the elite starters in the game today. What do you attribute that success and that jump to?
BA, you know, man, you played long enough to know that it takes time to kind of come into your own. There's only a certain degree of development that you can have in the at the minor league level, and then when you get to the big leagues, it's a whole nother degree. So it took time, and it takes time for everybody. When Mike Trout got to the league, he wasn't Mike Trout. When David Price got to the league outside of 2008, when he just went crazy, when he came back to the league as a starter, he was not David Price that he is today. And Verlander and Scherzer, and the list goes on. So I think that it's just kind of a natural progression, and right around the 26 to 27, 28-year-old years is whenever you really start to come into your own.
Yeah, speaking of that progression, let's go back to this journey a little bit. You know, here you are back in, I guess, '06. A young pitcher with a great arm in the Gulf Coast League. Ideas then that you were going to be an all-star starter?
I had some really good people in my corner that always kept it positive, and they always reassured me of what my potential was. But that was, being in the big leagues was such a faraway thought that, no, I mean, obviously being an all-star wasn't a part of the thoughts. I led the league in walks in 2006, or in '07 and '08 in the leagues that I was in. So I definitely wasn't thinking about being an all-star. I was focusing on trying to not lead the league in walks. So, and you know, like I said, progression over life. I started pitching a little later. I tried to harness my stuff at a little bit of an older age. So I'm throwing 93, 94, 95, trying, my body's maturing. So it takes time. So no, back in '06, no, that was not the thought. The potential was possibly there, but we've all seen the difference in potential and actuality.
Hey, Chris, obviously, you know, going to the All-Star game, how bad do you want that start?
It would be really nice, BA. But there's three guys who are very, very capable, very worthy. So it's on Ned Yost, to be honest with you. And I'm definitely going to respect his decision. And being there in general is just going to be a blessing itself.
You know, there are a lot of guys in the minor leagues, hitters and pitchers, who are trying to get to the major leagues, trying to establish themselves. What do you say to those guys down there? Because there are a lot of guys with great arms trying to get to where you are right now.
Believe in yourself. The only difference between the guys in the big leagues and the guys in the minor leagues is conviction. BA, they hear you speak on this a lot, quite a bit. But conviction is the biggest key, and that's having a knowing in yourself. It actually goes beyond belief. So have that knowing in yourself. Put in as much work as you possibly can. Eat right. Go to bed early. Miss out on the parties. Skip out on the drinks, because this is the sweetest reward that I've ever had in my life. And being able to share that with the people that I love, there's nothing better.
Yeah, well, what you're laying out is exactly the same game plan that Brian Anderson had and pursued to get to the big leagues.
No, really, we should end things right there, because what Chris just said is absolutely perfect. But I would be remiss. I like the game within the game, and right now, you know, we watch you pitch a ton of great pitches every single start. But what I like to watch now in your start is the hat versus the hair. And I know that we've talked about this, but it would seem to me that most recently the hair is starting to get the upper end there on the hat.
Yeah, my hair.
It's impressive, don't get me wrong.
My hair definitely has the advantage, and I think it's because I'm sticking with the same hat. I have not increased in hat size. That hat has a lot of zeros in it, and I plan on sticking with it until otherwise.
Well, let us just